I'm creating some simple DIYs using these bird ornaments from the Dollar Tree. They come in a 2-pack and they mimic little red cardinals. They do have these little wire pieces on the feet, and I believe that's how you connect the ornaments to the tree, but you can clip those off. For the first DIY, I just have this branch that I picked up out of the yard, and I am using some water and bleach spray to clean this off real good and just to disinfect it. And I'm using one of those little green scrubbing pads that I also pick up from the Dollar Tree. I was originally going to sand this down, but I decided to just keep it in its natural state now that it has dried and been sanitized. So what I'm going to do is use some of this jute twine, and I am going to tie it around one end of this branch with just a basic knot. And then what I'm going to do is start wrapping it around. I am going to add some hot glue in a few spots because I do want to keep this jute twine nice and secure. After I wrap it around a few times, I'm going to take that little piece that was hanging, tie another knot, add some more hot glue, tie another knot, and then cut off the excess. I'm just making sure that this is nice and secure because it's going to be the hanger for this decor piece. I'm just going to pull the cord over to the other side, measure out how long I want my hanger to be, and just pretty much repeat that step on the other side. I want to say thank you all so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you continue to have a blessed and happy holiday season. Thank you for tuning in, and I really do hope you like these simple DIYs. I believe they came out really pretty, and it's the theme that I'm going with this year for the holiday season. Now I have some picks here. All of these are from the Dollar Tree. I just want to separate them so you can see the different picks that I have. And I do have some berries, and these were pulled off a Dollar Tree piece that I had, and the rest of these are just some bunches from the Dollar Tree. I am going to pull them all off so that I can hot glue them to this branch separately, and I'm going to be sort of layering them. So I'm going to start off first using that frosted greenery pick. I love these holiday picks when the Dollar Tree put these out. I've seen these the last couple of years. They're like these frosted greenery picks, and so I'm just going to layer them on each end. I'm going to leave the middle of the branch sort of bare and just make sure that I embellish both sides of this branch. So when I seen these red bird ornaments in the Dollar Tree, I picked a few of them up because I definitely wanted to create some of my own decor. I did find some cute little pillow covers from Amazon and some cute little things, but since I'm going with this theme, I thought it would be so much fun to create some decor to blend in. Once I get that layered, and I'm going to bring in the buds from the poinsettia picks, and I'm just going to sort of layer those right on top of those greenery picks, just adding them where I think they will blend in really nice. And then after that, I'm going to clip those other picks that hide the pine cones on there. I'm just going to pick those off with some of those berries and embellish that as well. This is simple to make. You can find a branch in your yard, or you can go pick some branches up. The stores do sell branches like Hobby Lobby, but I was trying to keep everything budget friendly. And plus, I had a few laying in my yard, I believe, from when we had a heavy wind or a storm or something. They blew down, so I kind of pushed them behind a bush and saved them because I knew I was going to use them for something. So now here's the little pine cones. I'm just pulling them off, and they're already frosted, so I'm just finding placement for those as well, and I'm just adding just a few of those. I'm making sure that I secure everything really good with some hot glue. And then I am going to be using a little small amount of the berries off of this pick to add in, and then I'm going to use those two larger berry picks that I pulled off the Dollar Tree. I think it was a Dollar Tree sign or something I had, and I put those berries on there. And now I have the birds. I'm just clipping the little wire pieces off of their feet, and I'm just going to place the 4 birds. So I did use a two packs, which there are two bird ornaments on each pack, and I'm just adding hot glue to the bottom where the feet are and placing them on the branch. Just trying to turn them different ways, just making sure the placement makes sense. I really love this. This is something that I'm definitely going to be repeating and styling in my home maybe next season if I decide to go with this same theme. It was very budget friendly, easy to do, and I really do love how it turned out. It is so pretty. And I think these birds, if you want to take a black marker to make the around the face and the mouth a little more darker, you can, but I just left them as is. I hung it on the wall, and I really do like this. Now for the next one, I did cut that branch down on each side using my minor box and saw. So I do have a little few scrap pieces that I'm going to use. I'm pretty much doing the same thing that I did with the larger piece that I just did. Just adding a jute cord on each end, just making a little smaller bird hanging piece here that I'm going to hang in the window. I'm tying the knot, repeating the step by adding the hot glue, and then just pulling my string, because of course this one is a little longer, and then I'm just going to fold it in half, not in half, but fold it down some. I don't know why I said in half, to tie the knot I want. And the little excess that's hanging, I'm just going to take some scissors and clip that off. I did want this to hang a little lower because I'm going to be hanging it in the window near my hanging plants. So once I clip that off, then I'm going to start embellishing it. Now I wanted to make these a little kissing birds, so the Dollar Tree had a version of these birds that had a little glitter on them. So I'm going to use one off each pack. So I'm going to take one of the little glitter birds and place it on there. And then I'm going to take the other one and place it where it's facing, and they are kissing. I thought this was just so cute. I am going to secure that once I find the perfect placement. I'm going to secure that with some hot glue, and then I am going to embellish it a little bit with some pieces and berries off of one of those Dollar Tree picks. How adorable is this? This is so cute. So I'm just going to pull off these little pieces here, and these did come off the little pine cone pick from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to blend in those little greenery pieces. I thought that was a little perfect touch. And then I'll just add the little berry piece right there and tack that down with some hot glue, and that's going to be it for this. Really simple, but I thought the little kissing birds would be perfect since I want to kind of have these birds throughout the home to blend in with the different red Cardinal decor that I have up this season. And how adorable is this hanging near my hanging plants. Now for this DIY, I have this ribbon, and this was some leftover ribbon that I used on the Christmas tree. And I did pick this ribbon up from Hobby Lobby. I paid $4.99 for this row, and I did do the entire tree and a little miniature tree and still had some left over. I am making a bow. Please do not mind me making this bow. I'm not good at making bows. I don't even know why I'm sharing this part with you, because I'm definitely not the person to be watching making bows. But I'm just trying to piece together a bow bow because I am going to be doing a wreath, and I wanted to add a bow to a wreath. So don't worry about these steps. I'm just doing the best I can. I have to get better at this. I've been saying this for years that I'm going to get better at making bows, but maybe it's just not my thing. But I do the best that I can, and I think it turned out okay. So as you can see with this second piece, that's how I'm making my tails. I do not know how to do them properly at once, so I add them separately. So as I said earlier, I'm probably not the best person to be watching this, and I'm so shocked at myself for leaving this shenanigans in this video. But moving along, I have one of these beaded wood rings from the Dollar Tree, and this is what I'm going to use for my wreath ring. And I also have one of the little baskets that the Dollar Tree have. I'm just going to cut the tag off because I'm going to use this as my little nest. Now I want to attach it to the beaded ring, so I'm just going to poke a hole. I'm actually going to poke two, but the first hole I'm going to poke it through and then push some twine through, and that's how I'm just going to be able to tie this to the little ring. So I'm just creating another hole right next to it, and then I'm just going to push that through. I am still going to add some hot glue to this, and I am going to add another string at the top. I'm just taking it one step at a time so I can see what is needed. So I'm just going to tie a secure knot, and as you can see, it's still moving around. So now I'm going to go in and add some hot glue for some extra security. And then after that, I go in right above that at the top, create another hole, string some jute cord through, and I tie that around the top part of that ring too as well, if that makes sense. So once I get it fixed, I'm just going to tie that jute cord around the ring as well, and that did it. That was enough security to keep it in place. So I had the jute cord tying it at the top, a little bit at the bottom, and with the hot glue that kept it in place. Now I have some more of those poinsettia picks from the Dollar Tree. I'm pulling them off of the stem because I'm going to attach them around the basket. I do have the white version of those as well, and I'm just going to sort of alternate the colors, just attaching these around the basket and around the wreath ring using some hot glue. Now, I originally was going to create a hanger for this wreath using that same ribbon that I created that bow with, but I decided not to create a hanger at all. I do have a hook already on my door, and I'm just going to hook it right on the hook. I decided not to add the hanger. Now, I did pull the little pine cone off of that pick, and I'm putting it right under the basket. That's also giving it a little leverage and keeping it nice and secured. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of that greenery pick to the side. Once I get that complete and add a few greenery pieces here and there, I am going to tack my bow down at the bottom. That's why I decided that where I want the placement of the bow to be. So here's my little sad bow. So I'm going down with the tail that I pieced together first, and then I'm just going to place that bow right on top and sort of like push it under that white poinsettia bulb, just kind of to blend that over a little bit. Just kind of push that over a little bit, and I'm just fluffing out my bow and tacking everything down with some hot glue. And then what I'm going to do is add in a little bit of the little frosted greenery pieces that was from the other Dollar Tree pick that I had, and just kind of tuck everything away. And then I am going to take my birds and I'm going to add them around the basket. So I was thinking about the placement, but I do have some of this floral moss from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to place inside of the basket, just so it can have that nest look. And then with my birds, I was trying to figure out where that I want them. I didn't want them actually inside, so I'm just going to place them like on the basket, because I do have these little small red cardinal ornaments that I had left over from Hobby Lobby, and I had two, and I was going to place those inside the basket as the little babies in the basket. So I just placed the other one on the other side, just sort of having them leaning in the basket. And then here's my two little babies, and I'm just going to place them inside the basket. That's going to be it for this wreath. I think it went perfect with the other decor, and I absolutely love how this turned out. For this DIY, I have one of these large clear ornaments from the Dollar Tree. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my hot glue gun to sort of puncture a hole at the bottom. I'm just going back and forth because what it does was it just melts away at that plastic so I can get a little hole. What I want to do is just cut the bottom of this ornament out. So once I get a little hole, then I can stick my scissors through there and just go around. I'm sort of going out of frame a little bit. But what I'm doing is I'm just cutting the bottom out. I'm just cutting a round hole, and I want to do that because I want to be able to fit one of those birds in the inside. So as you can see, I'm just going around cutting out a small piece, and then once I have it cut out, I'm just making sure that everything is leveled. Once I get that complete, I do have this wood beaded tray from the Dollar Tree. These are so cute. I'm going to be using this for the base, and then I have some leftover frosted pieces off of that pick and one of those birds. And I do have these lights here from the Dollar Tree. They're battery operated, and I already added some batteries. So I'm just placing my bird right in the center using some hot glue, and then what I'm going to do is take this greenery and sort of push it up against the bird and just wrap it around, I guess, trying to make sure that everything is in the center, so when I add that large ornament over it, everything will fit in the inside. So I'm just adding more hot glue as needed to make sure that everything fits in the inside. And then I am going to be adding some greenery picks and some berries inside of there, but I'm not going to attach those with any hot glue. And you'll see I'm just going to add those in the inside. So I'm just pulling those off of the pick, and I'm just going to kind of lay them there until I place the ornament over the bird. And so now what I'm going to do is I want to add the fairy lights. And so I originally was going to have the fairy lights at the bottom where the bird is, and I decided I want them to be hanging over the bird and just all through the ornament. So now I'm going to put them in the ornament first so they can be everywhere. But I think it would look cute just as the base of the bird as well. That was my original thought, but I was like, why not? Just have the lights everywhere. So as you can see, I'm pushing them up into the bulb, and then I'm going to push everything inside of the ornament, making sure everything is tucked down. And then what I'll do is take some hot glue and go around. I'm going to turn the lights on so that I can make sure that everything is tucked in, and then I'll go in with some hot glue and go around the bottom of the ornament to make sure that everything is secure. Once I get everything secured, I am going to embellish around this with some more holiday picks from the Dollar Tree, some of the white poinsettia picks. I did turn the light off of the ornament. And so once I add all the embellishment around it, it's going to sort of tuck away and have that battery pack. So I'm just pulling everything off separately so I can add them down. This holiday pick did have like a pine cone on there and some other little greenery pieces, and I'm going to add all of that down, just blending it in, sort of creating a centerpiece. And as I mentioned, it'll just sort of overlap the battery pack, so it's like tucked in, but I'm not hot gluing the battery pack or anything like that down. I'm just going to be having it tucked under those greenery and floral pieces. This piece was really simple and easy to make, but I really do love how this turned out. I'm going to add in my last few pieces, and that's going to be it for this. This is a great little centerpiece, and I really do love how everything look, and when it lights up, it's just absolutely adorable. For this next piece, here goes some more of those scrap pieces that I cut down using my miner box and saw from that large piece. And what I'm going to do is just use one of these little wood slice ornaments from the Dollar Tree. I always pick those up, and I'm just going to place these two on that ornament. Now these ornaments do have a little hole in it, so I'm going to make sure I cover the hole with one of these little branches, and I'm just going to use some hot glue to attach that. So I'm adding some hot glue at the bottom and just finding my placement and just attaching them right next to each other. This is really simple, but this may be the cutest little piece out of today's video. So now once I have that complete, I'm going to take my bird and place it on one of the little branches, adding some hot glue to the bottom. And then I did pull some berries off another Dollar Tree pick. And once I get that secured, I just want to push that right up against that so it can be nice and secure. Here's the pick. Now this is not from the Dollar Tree. This pick is actually from Walmart for 97 cents. I think I already had this in my stash. I pulled the berries off of that, and that's all I'm going to add to the base of this. I'm just going to use some hot glue and press those berries right up against those sticks, and that is going to be it. But I really love this. I think this is so simple, but it's so cute, and I just love the nature look of this piece. Taking another one of those wood slices, I'm just using a second wood slice as to level this up, because I am just going to add 3 holes to this. There already is a hole in there, so I wanted 4 holes just to create a little hanging decor piece, as you can see. And so I'm going to add 2 more holes, and then what I'm going to do is string the jute cord through, and I'm going to go right across over to the other side, and then that's how I'm going to create the first part of the hanger. I'm going to measure how much I want, tie a knot, and then I'll clip off that side and tie a knot, and then I'm going to string the jute cord through the other hole right across, and then I'm using some hot glue under the knot just to make it nice and secure, and then I'm using some hot glue on the tip of the jute cord so that it can be easy to string through the holes that I created. I'm going the wrong way, so I'm going under, and then I'm going to create my second loop, and then I'll go over and repeat that step. Once I have both of them, I am just measuring to make sure everything is the same size, and then I'll tie a knot and clip off any excess jute cord that's hanging. And then I'll add some hot glue under those knots as well. And I do that just for some extra security. And this is just another hanging piece that I can hang in a window near my hanging plants. I thought this was really simple, but so cute. And just creating another little nest for a little single bird. And so what I'm going to do is tie that knot at the top to create that hanger. And then what I'll do is start embellishing the center of this little piece. And I'm just going to hot glue around some of that floral moss. And then I'm just going to add a little few berries to this, and then add one of those birds. And that is going to be it for this piece. Well, I did add a little bit. Okay, I did add a little bit of the greenery to that as well, just to bring in a little bit more touch. And then I added a little piece of the berry. And that was really simple. I do love all of these pieces in today's video. It's bringing a little bit of nature to the holiday season. I absolutely love that. I love the meaning behind the red cardinals. I love the whole theme, and I think it just came out really, really pretty. And I hope you enjoyed these projects in today's video. I just want to say thank you all again so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed them just as much as I did. If so, please let me know in the comment section below, and also let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe. I would love to have you here. And as always, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.